It's no secret that Dollar Tree's tumbling tower blocks are great for playing, but they're so fun for crafting. I have made several crafting videos with them, and today I have 4 new crafts to show you. They come 72 pieces in one box, and basically I just like putting them in a basket. It just keeps them contained, and they're so easy to just grab and build. For the first craft, we are basically just going to start gluing blocks together long ways. We're going to create a row of 4. And we're going to do this several times, as a matter of fact. So just keep following me along here. Once you have all 4 glued, we're going to glue those together. And we're going to create a total of 8 rows with 4 blocks in each and hot glue them together, just like you see here. And it's easier to go row by row than one by one on the larger block. Once you have that, then we're going to build 2 smaller ones with 2 rows of 4 blocks each. And it's all going to come together, and you're going to see how fun this is. It doesn't matter if you use the darker or the lighter tone blocks because we're going to paint it anyways. All right, so here I'm building my last section. Then we're going to hot glue them together. So you should have a larger block like this and then 2 smaller ones just like this. Now we're going to paint them. I'm going to use this Waverly chalk paint in the moss color. It's just gorgeous, and it's a great color for fall if you're not into that orange bright color. Then we are going to put that to the side. Now, the smaller ones, we're just painting the edges. So not the top, not the back, basically just the edges, just like you see me doing here. And then once dry, we are going to add Mod Podge to the top, and we're just going to spread it and let that dry. If you're new here, this is a new technique that basically you just want to add Mod Podge to any surface, let it completely dry, and then you can add paper or fabric to it, and I'll show you how fun. While those 2 are drying, I'm going to sand down just a little bit the larger block. This is just to distress it a little bit and really make all the texture pop. I'm going to iron just a little bit this beautiful fabric. This is from last year's fall stash from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to cut 2 pieces. They're about 2 inches thick, give or take. This is what we're going to use to cover and place on top of those 2 blocks where we added the Mod Podge. So the Mod Podge is dry, and we're going to place the fabric. Now, normally I would say use some parchment paper, but with this one, it didn't really need it. It was a small piece, and it worked really well. The Mod Podge was not seeping through. And look how good that attaches. Isn't that beautiful? So basically, again, just place it on top of the dry Mod Podge, and then use a little mini iron or your regular iron. It's fine. I do have one of similar mini iron in my Amazon store, which is linked below if you want to check it out. There it is. It's nicely attached, not going anywhere. All right, so now we're going to cut off the excess fabric from the sides, and we're just going to cut off with my scissors as well as my X-Acto knives. And now let's put everything together. We're going to hot glue the 2 pieces right in front of the larger block, leaving about equal space in between and on the sides, just like that. And then we're going to add one of these wooden stems from Dollar Tree and place it on top. We're creating what will look like a little pumpkin. We're going to use raffia, and we're just going to wrap it around my 3 fingers, tie it in the center, and then fluff it up just a little bit. We're going to hot glue it right there to the base of the stem. And then I'm going to add some greenery because it just feels like it needs something, a pop of color, texture. So I'm going to add one there in the middle and one towards the top, a smaller one. And then we're going to add a couple of blocks to the bottom. This is so that we can stand the pumpkin and it's not going to wobble and fall on us. But look how adorable this is. I love the colors, the design. Love how easy it was. How fun. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I'm going to introduce you to my miter shears. This is a great tool to have when you are using these blocks because it does cut through them very easily. That being said, for some reason, I feel like they cut better in the lighter tone ones than the darker ones. I don't know why. Let me know if this happens to you if you use miter shears with them. All right, so we cut off about a third of one of the blocks, and we're just going to hot glue it in the center and then hot glue 2 blocks on each side of it to have a total of 5 blocks, and then the middle one cut off. Then we're going to start hot gluing 2 sets of 4 blocks, and then 2 sets of 3 blocks, and then 2 sets of 2 blocks, and then just have 2 little blocks by themselves. So here's what you should have. The 5 piece with the smaller one in the middle. You should have 2 pieces that are 4 blocks each, 2 pieces with 3 blocks, 2 pieces with 2 blocks, and then the 2 pieces by themselves. And we're going to put everything together. We're going to hot glue the 4-piece in front of the 5-piece and 1 on the back, just like that. And we're going to repeat this with the one with the 3 block and the 2 block and the 1 block. We're creating little tiny pumpkins. These are 3D, so cute. I cannot wait for you to see these. All right, so now that we have 1, I made 2 and they look just like this. Don't worry about the hole in the middle. We'll take care of that. All right, so for the first one, we're painting that beautiful moss color once again by Waverly. Now, here's why, my friends, I love Waverly chalk pen and chalk pen in general. The Waverly just took 1 coat. The other one is supposed to be chalk paint. I got it on Amazon. It really isn't. It just didn't have great coverage, so I had to add 2 coats, and it's still not full coverage. But it's okay. They dried beautifully. I'm going to add 1 more black in the darker tone right there in the center after adding a little bit of hot glue right there in the middle. You can pound it in if you need to. And then we're going to add a couple of leaves again, just for color and texture and design. And then we're going to add the same thing on the other one, and then smaller ones, smaller little tiny picks, just for layered texture. And I think these are gorgeous. Oh my word, you can do multiple of these. You can make white ones, blue ones, whatever you want. But I would love to know what you think of this one. Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to start with this framed board from Dollar Tree. It does have a metallic center, and I am going to tape off the edges because we are going to paint it here in just a bit. Then I'm going to line the entire edge using the blocks. This is to create a thicker, textured, kind of planked look. And it doesn't matter what colors you use. Again, we're going to paint it. You can use your miter shears if you need to fit smaller pieces right inside. Once completely covered, we're just going to paint it. And again, I'm going to stick with the same color just to create a cute little vignette with the same color scheme. But again, you can use whatever color design you want. Once done covering it and painting it, I'm just going to remove the tape before it dries and then set it to the side. And it does not take long to dry at all. Once dry, we are going to distress it just a little bit. You can skip this part, of course. This is always optional. I just like to kind of give it a little bit of dimension and a little bit of distress. All right, so dust it really well. Now we're going to bring in these Dollar Tree window clings. I have some left over from last year's stash. They have great designs and they're beautiful for crafting. So fun. I'm going to use this pumpkin because it complements the color beautifully. And then I'm going to just line around the edge with this nautical rope from Dollar Tree using hot glue. Now the window cling does stick to the metal very nicely, but it does not stick permanently and strong. Now it'll hold if you just want to display the frame, but if you're going to gift this, sell this, whatever you want, make sure you spray the back, Mod Podge the pumpkin, whatever you need. All right, after the rope was attached, I added a little piece of foam right there to the left corner and added some florals to add texture and pop of that beautiful fall orange color. Love the way this one turned out. It's such an easy project. Let me know what you think. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we're going to take some foam board. I always have these on hand for crafting. It's so fun. I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to use this bowl to trace it. You can use whatever size you want. This is just what I had, and I wanted to make something kind of like on the smaller side. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife to cut it off. This is a very sharp X-Acto knife and it works so good. I'm going to spray the top with adhesive spray and then cover it with this beautiful bluish tone design craft paper, and then cut off the excess again with my X-Acto knife. Once trimmed, I'm going to use that piece, and then I'm going to trace another piece on the foam board because I do need it to be a little thicker and not as thin. Do your very best to stay within the circle, but please know that it is not necessary to have a perfect circle. I trimmed off some edges to make sure they both have the same style and size, and now we're going to start hot gluing blocks all around the edge. Now, I am alternating the colors in light and dark, but you can use all dark, you can use all light, whatever you want. You can also paint them if you want. Then I'm going to layer another one on top of it, just hot gluing ever so lightly, about 1/4 of an inch inside of the edge. Now we're going to add some florals. This is a beautiful feathery-like peak from Dollar Tree. And then I'm just going to add some vibrant oranges and then some blue ones to kind of pull from that blue color in the center. These are all from Dollar Tree. And then we're going to hide the stems with one leaf right there. You can also add a bow if you want, whatever you want. I'm going to add a piece of rope just to the back a little bit with hot glue as well as masking tape. This is so that we can hang the piece. It's not a heavy piece, but it's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, all the textures, all the colors, beautiful style, and you can do whatever color scheme you want. What do you think? Let me know what you think of this one. I have another video here for you, my friends, with tons more of Dollar Tree fall crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.